Okay. So anyone is having any doubt? So are you solving the PYQs? Are you solving the PYQs on your own? So we have tried to solve the recent year PYQs as well as the previous one in our past few days. Yes, good morning, Sashi. Good morning, Varsha. If anyone is having any doubt regarding the class or regarding any topic, you can ask me right now. गुड मॉर्निंग बद्री. इसमें एक्सटेंशन कहाँ पर है लिखने वाला? हाँ, एक्सटेंशन नहीं लिखने वाला. ऐड करना एक बार. कौन सा था वो? अभी नहीं किया. Yes, we will begin the class shortly. Just wait for a while. Sasi, just wait for a while. Begin the class shortly. So meanwhile, you can attempt this question. You can attempt this question. It was asked in this year, 2026. What will be the correct answer for this question? Yes, students, try to solve the question. So it was asked in 2026. A very simple one. So you have to tell that during Lesson's test, the element present in an organic compound are converted it from ionic form to ionic or covalent form to ionic, covalent form to covalent form, or ionic form to covalent form. So again, in the Lessian test, we have to see that we have to see that the element present in organic compound are converted from which form to which form. Am I audible? Am I audible now? Yeah. So what will be the correct answer, student? What will be the correct answer? What is the chemical equation related to it? Okay, so Sangvi is telling that it is covalent to ionic. Varsha is also telling B is the correct answer. Badri is also telling B is the correct answer. Anyone else? What will be the correct answer? Sasi is telling B is the correct answer. What is the equation which is related to the Lasiang test? What do we do? So this is the equation. So we have Na plus C plus N. So upon heating, it gives us NaCN. This is the equation. This is the equation, right? So we have the formation of sodium cyanide. We have the formation of sodium cyanide. So here your organic nitrogen or your covalent nitrogen is being converted to the ionic form because now it is present in the form of an ionic compound which is sodium cyanide. So we are going from covalent form to the ionic form. Therefore, the correct answer would be B. Okay, is it clear to you? Students, is it clear to you? Can you move on to the next question now? So here is the next question. Again, a very simple one. You have to write the IUPAC name. That's it. You have to write the IUPAC name. So we have already done such questions in the class as well. What will be the correct answer? What will be the correct answer? Yes, students. What will be the correct answer? So we have a chain here. We have to just name it. Yes. So here in this given compound, the correct answer will be A. Okay, it will be A. How A? So if you see this chain given here, you can clearly see that this one is the parent chain. So if I number it, we can number it from two sides. If I number it from the left hand to the right hand side, so we will get ethyl group here. Okay, and if I number it from the right hand side, we are getting methyl group here. So from both ends we are getting substituent. From both ends we are getting substituent. Now in this situation, what is the way to come out of this? How do we how do we do this if we have the substituent on the similar position from the either sides and they are alkyl substituents? How do we give the preference to the numbering? How do we give the preference in the numbering? What do we follow? Yes, students. Why are we numbering it from the left hand side? Can anyone tell me? Quickly give the answer. Why are we numbering it from the left hand side? Why are we numbering it from the left hand side? Anyone who wants to give the answer? Why are we numbering it from the left hand side? So there are two ways to number it. We can start from the left also and from the right also. In both the cases, our substituent is at third number. Why are we taking ethyl group first? Why are we taking ethyl group first? Why are we taking the ethyl group first? Anyone who wants to answer this? Please, what will be the reason for giving the methyl group first? Can you tell me? No, more number of atoms is not correct. More number of atoms is not correct. So here we follow the alphabetic order. Okay. What do we follow? We follow the alphabetic order. So ethyl start with E. Okay. And methyl starts with M. So in case of alkyl substituent, I am saying only in case of alkyl substituent, you will take the alphabetical order. What you will take? You will take the alphabetical order. Is it clear to everyone? Is it clear to everyone? Anyone is having any doubt in this? Yes, students. Is it clear? Okay, so we will take the alphabetical order. Whenever we have, so this is only true. So we take this alphabetical order. Why are we taking it? Because it is alkyl substituent. Because it is alkyl substituent. Alkyl substituent on same number from either side. Okay, we are getting it on 3 for both of them. On the same number from either side. Can you move on to the next question now? So Sasi, is it clear to you? Badri, is it clear to you now? Varsha, any doubt? So first of all, we took the longest chain, which is 7 membered. After that, we started numbering it. So we did the numbering from that side, from which we are getting the substituent quickly. But the problem is that from both ends we are getting the substituent on the same position. So we followed the alphabetical order. So this is the chronology we will follow to answer such organic compound. Okay, very good. Moving on, moving on to the next question. So here is your next question. You have to tell that which of the following compounds can exist as cis and trans isomer. Which of the following compound can exist as cis and trans isomer? So we have already done such this type of question in the class as well. Yes, we have done such questions in the class as well. So here in this case, if I draw 1 dimethyl cyclopropane, then it will not have any chance of cis and trans. Whereas in case of 1,2-dimethyl, in case of 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane, there is a chance of cis and trans. How? So both can be on the same side or both can be on different sides. Now what about the double bond? So for geometrical isomerism, if you have a double bond, then remember the criteria. If I write it in this way, suppose these are the 4 substituents. So the rule is that A should not be equals to B and C should not be equals to D. So these two groups cannot be equal. Similarly, these two groups cannot be equal. If both of them are followed, then only the double bond will show the geometrical isomerism. Is it clear to all of you? So here, in case of pentene, the double bond is at the terminal side. So the carbon is having hydrogen. So A and B are since equal, so it cannot show this geometrical isomerism. Similarly, similarly in hex 2-methyl hextuene, we have the same methyl. We have the same methyl as the two substituents. Therefore, these two substituents are same and it cannot show the geometrical isomerism. Will it be clear to you? Any doubt in this? So you should know how to see the geometrical isomerism in case of double bond. What is the situation? The constant is that A should not be equals to B and C should not equals to D. So both of them should be followed. So I am giving you an example here. You have to tell that whether it is showing whether it can show geometrical isomerism or not. So can this compound show geometrical isomerism? Can this compound show geometrical isomerism? Yes. So Sangvi is telling no. Anyone else? So I'm giving the names to it. This is your A, this is your B, this is your C, and this is your D. Yes, Sasi, will it show geometrical isomerism? Kirtika, Badri, will it show geometrical isomerism? Yes, anyone? So Sasi is also telling no. Yes, Afroz, Kirtika, Raghu, Varsha, Badri, will it show geometrical isomerism? Please reply. Students, please reply to my question. Okay, so you have your attendance link in the chat section. Mark your attendance and reply to this whether it will show geometrical isomerism or not. Okay, so Krivarti is also telling geometrical isomerism will not be shown. Very good. Yes, it will not be shown. Why? Because although your A and B are not equal, okay, A and B are not equal, but C is equals to D. Therefore, no geometrical isomerism will be there. Got it? Moving on to the next question. Here you have to tell me that how many products are possible if I do the monochlorination for the following compound. Okay, you have to identify that how many products will be there in total if I do the monochlorination. You have to include the stereoisomers as well. So what is monochlorination? What is monochlorination? We simply replace it by chlorine. We simply replace one hydrogen by chlorine. So Badri is telling B is the correct answer. Yes, Saksham, Raghu, what will be the correct answer? Deepika, what will be the correct answer for this question? Anyone? So Sasi is telling A is the correct answer. Varsha is telling B is the correct answer. Sangvi is telling C is the correct answer. Yes, Kirtika. Raghu, what will be the correct answer? Afroz. How will do it? So we'll try to monochlorinate this compound. Monochlorinate means add one chlorine each time and see that how many different products are possible. Okay. Suppose we start from this compound and I remove here this hydrogen with one chlorine. Okay, since monochlorination is written, so at a time you can only replace it with one chlorine. So here I will get the thing CH2Cl. So one hydrogen is replaced by chlorine. The other parts will be not changed at all. So this is one product. Then what is the second product? If I replace it from here, I will get that same compound. Okay. If I replace it from here, I will get that same compound. So either here, because both are symmetrical positions, because both will have the same name. Okay. So if I replace it from here, all from here, I will get the same compound. So since I have replaced it from one position already, so I will move on to this carbon. So anyone is having any doubt why I moved on to this carbon? Why I moved on to this carbon? Is it clear to you? So now I will replace this hydrogen with chlorine. So here what I will get? I will get here CH3, one chlorine, one CH3, and rest will be same. This is the second product. Okay. Now next one, I can replace it from here as well. If anyone has any doubt regarding this, why I am doing this and how I am doing it, please ask it to me. So now I am replacing this hydrogen with chlorine. So now I will have here Cl and CH3. The last case, I can replace it from here. So what I will get here? CH3, CH, CH3, CH2 and CH2Cl. So these are the four compounds that I am getting. Now the question is that whether it will be the answer? No, because they have written that we have to include the stereoisomers as well. Stereoisomers means we have to look for the chiral center. Okay, we have to look for the chiral center as well. Okay, is it clear to you? So if I look for the chiral center, then what will happen? This carbon here, this carbon here, this will be your first chiral center. Why? Because it has four different groups. No, this will not be the chiral center. Sorry, this will not be the chiral center because this CH3 and this CH3 are same. So this is optically inactive. So we don't have to worry about it. What about this carbon? What about this carbon here? If I write it properly, then we will have here CH. Now, what are the groups that are attached to this carbon? If I just mark it here, one is hydrogen, second is chlorine, then we have this group which is CH and CH3 whole twice, and we have this CH3 group. Means all the four groups are different. All the four groups are different. Therefore, this will be your chiral center. Okay, so I'm writing it as star. So this is not your chiral center. This one is your chiral center. Whenever the substituents are added to such carbon which is having a chiral center, then it will result again in two stereoisomers. So if I put the chlorine from top and if I put the chlorine from bottom, two cases are here. So this will be counted as two. Okay, this will be counted as one. Here, the last compound, we are having two hydrogens attached to this carbon. So this is not chiral. Again, this is also not chiral. This is also not chiral. This one is also not chiral. And this one is also not chiral. So this will be counted as one. Okay. Is it clear to you? Then the last one, this compound. Is it having any chiral center? Let us see. So this carbon is not chiral. It is having two hydrogen. This carbon is also not chiral because it's having same substituent. This chiral is also not chiral, and this one is also not chiral. This carbon is having a chiral center because one is hydrogen, one is CH3, one is CH2Cl2, and the last one is C2H5. So all the four substituents are different. Since it is having a chiral carbon, so this one also will be counted as 2. So 2 plus 2, 4, and 4 plus 2, 6. Anyone is having any doubt in this? So I have done it as technically as possible. First of all, we have tried to substitute the chlorine by replacing it with by replacing the hydrogen, and then on the different compound, whenever there is one chiral center, we can count it as 2 because two different stereoisomers are possible. Anyone is having any doubt how we are getting 6 here? Is it clear to all of you? Yes, Subhecha, Saksham, Kritika, Deepika, Afros. Is it clear to all of you? Badri, any doubt? So what we have done, first of all, we have singly substituted it one by one for each carbon, and then we have looked for the chiral center, in which there is one chiral center is present. You have to count it as two because two isomers are possible. If chlorine comes from the top or it is coming from the bottom. Can you move on to the next question now? So if anyone is having any doubt, you can ask me now. Yes, Badri, is it clear to you? Varsha, any doubt in this? Subhecha, Saksham, any doubt in this? Can we move on to the next question? Say yes or no. Can we move on to the next question now? Okay. So here is the next question. You have to see the correct order of bond dissociation energy. Correct order of bond dissociation energy. So just listen to me because it's a tricky question. How to solve such question whenever you are asked the bond energy? You have to follow the same pattern in any question which is asked in this way. Means related to carbon hydrogen. Okay, if you have to compare the carbon hydrogen bond energy, in this case you have to compare all the carbon hydrogen bond energy. How you will compare it? Now to compare it, what you will do, first of all, you will find the hybridization of each carbon. What you will do? You will find the hybridization of each carbon. So this carbon right here, it is sp hybridized. So why? Because it has two pi bond and two sigma bond. So it is sp hybridized. What about this carbon? All bonds are sigma. So it is sp3 hybridized. The last one, this carbon, it is having one double bond and three sigma, one pi bond and three sigma bond. So it is sp2 hybridized. Okay. So Badri is telling A is the correct option. Let us see, Badri, if it is correct or not. As soon as you do this, once you assign the hybridization, the one with the greater S character, okay? So here the S character will be 50-50%. How you will find it? So one S and one P is present, okay? So write it in this way. So if one here and one here, so total two. So right here 2x is equals to 100. So x is equals to 50. So both are having 50-50%. Similarly, we can calculate it for sp2 as well. So if I write for sp2, yes, so Varsha is telling C. Okay, let us see Varsha, is this correct or not. So first of all, if anyone is having any doubt to calculate the S character or P character, you can listen to me. So how do we see it for sp2? So sp2 means 1s and 2p. Okay, that means total is 3. So 3x is equals to 100. So x is equals to what we will get here 33.33. Okay, now what will be the percentage S character? So there is one S. So 33.3 into 1. What is percentage P character? So there are two P. So 33.33 into 2. Similarly, we can calculate it for sp3 also. Again, there is one S and 3p. So total will be 4x. 4x is equals to 100. So x is equals to 100 by 25. That means 25 for the 100 or 25 for the 100. 4, 25 is 100. Okay. Now, what will be percentage S character? It will be 25 since there is one S. So 25 into 1. And what about P character? So there are 3P. So 25 into 3. That means 75. Okay, so in this way you will calculate the S and P character. Now, the one with the greater S character will have the stronger bond. So this one is having the highest S character. So this one will be the strongest. So 2 will come first. Then sp2 has 33.33 S character, which is greater than sp3. So next we will have sp2. So after 2 we will have 1. And lastly we will have this 3. So the correct answer would be C. Yes, we have given right answer. The correct answer would be C. Is it clear to all of you? First, you should know to calculate the S character and P character. If you remember it, well and good. If you don't remember it, you can calculate it in this way. And the one with the greater S character will have the stronger carbon hydrogen bond. So the correct answer would be C. Moving on to the next question. Moving on to the next question. Here is your next question. You are given two statements. So it's a very easy one. The boiling point of the three isomeric pentanes are given here. You have to see that whether it is correct or not. In the next statement, you are also given the reason for it. You have to verify that the given reason is valid or not. Try to solve it. You have some time with you. Okay, so students are telling correct answer will be A. Let us see. Badri is also telling A. Okay, yes, the correct answer would be A, because as soon as we move from N-pentane to isopentane to neopentane, the branching is increasing. So whenever there is an increase in branching, the boiling point decreases. Okay, what is the reason? Because the area of the molecule is decreasing. It is getting branched and it is coming closer together and together. So the surface area is decreasing, due to which the van der Waals force between the spherical molecules are weak, and hence it will have a lower boiling point. Okay, so branching is inversely proportional to surface area. Okay, and branching is inversely proportional to van der Waals force as well, because van der Waals force increases with increasing surface area. So correct answer would be A. Moving on to the next question. On heating some solid substances, on heating some solid substances change from solid to vapor state without passing through liquid state. The technique which is used for the purification of such solid substances based on the principle is known as, it's a very easy one. Yes, you have to tell that which purification method can you use to do this. Option C. Okay, so correct answer will be option B, students, because the substance it is directly converting from solid to vapor. So we can use sublimation for it. Okay, we can use sublimation for this. We can just subliminate that compound and collect it. How you can test it? So it's very simple. Suppose suppose you are taking you are taking camphor, okay, and you have a mixture of it with, suppose, a salt NaCl. Now if you just start heating the overall compound, the camphor it will start to rise in the flask, okay, and it will be collected in the top part, right? Because it can be directly converted from solid to gas, whereas your NaCl NaCl cannot do that thing. It will be left behind in the flask. So you can collect the camphor out of it. Okay. Moving on to the next one. So you have to tell that a compound with molecular formula C6H14 has two tertiary carbon. Then what will be its IUPAC name? It has two tertiary carbon. Tertiary carbon means a carbon which is attached to three different groups. Three groups, okay, three different, not three carbon atoms, I would say, which is attached to three carbon atoms. That is known as tertiary. So option C, yes, it's a very easy one. If anyone is having any doubt, you can ask it, or we shall move on to the correct answer. Yes, Afros, Deepika, why are you not answering to my question? Is it difficult for you? If you have a problem, please ask it to me. Yes, Raghu, any issues with this? Any doubt that you have? So moving on to the correct answer. The correct answer would be C. The correct answer would be C. So if I draw the structures of different compounds, so N-hexane, it has no tertiary carbon because every carbon it is attached to only two carbon. The terminal one is attached to only one carbon, whereas the middle carbon attached to only two carbon. So there is no tertiary carbon. In the next one, we have only one tertiary carbon, which is the second one. Rest all are primary and secondary. In the third one, it has two tertiary carbon. The second one and the third one, it is tertiary carbon. Why? Because it is attached to two different, sorry, two other carbon, more than two carbons. Okay. If I consider these two carbons, if I consider, they are attached to three different carbons. Got it? Moving on to the next question. So is it clear to you? The last one, it is also quaternary. This carbon is quaternary because it is attached to four carbons. You will not count it as tertiary. This is quaternary. Then here is your next question. A steam volatile organic compound which is immiscible with water has a boiling point of 250 degrees Celsius. During steam distillation, a mixture of this organic compound and water will boil. Above which temperature? So you have steam volatile organic compound. Then you are having it with immiscible with water and it has a boiling point of 250 degrees Celsius. You have to tell that during steam distillation, the mixture of this organic and compound and water, when it will boil. How option D is correct? Badri, Sasi, how option D is correct? Can anyone explain it to me? Why option D is correct? Why option D is correct? Yes. Can you explain it to me? So what you are doing? You are having a mixture of organic compound and water. Okay. The organic compound, it has a boiling point of 250 degrees Celsius, whereas the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Then during steam distillation, if I take the mixture of organic compound and water, then when it will boil, when this compound will start to boil. Again, I am making you understand this question. So you have a steam volatile organic compound whose you have a steam volatile organic compound whose boiling point is given as 250 degrees Celsius. During steam distillation, you are taking a mixture of this organic compound and water. So the what will be the boiling point? So Sangvi is telling B is the correct answer. Yes, the correct answer would be below 100 degrees Celsius. But why? I want to know why. Why below 100 degrees Celsius? What is the reason? Anyone? What is the reason behind it? Okay. So first of all, let me show you the correct answer. The correct answer would be close to but below 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. So this is coming from the Dalton's law of partial pressure. How? So if I take the mixture here, suppose I am taking the mixture here in a container. Now it has both organic compound and water inside it. Then what will be the total pressure? The total pressure will be the pressure of the organic compound, which is I'm writing it as OC, plus the organic plus the water. Okay. Now next what we'll do, we are doing steam distillation. Okay, what we are doing? We are doing steam distillation. Okay, we are doing steam distillation. So what will happen here? The organic compound, it will start to boil at a much lower temperature. Why? Because the water exerts dominant vapor pressure, due to which the boiling point, it remains below 100 degree Celsius. Is it clear to you? So remember this thing, when you have a steam distillation and you have organic compound and water, the boiling point will be below 100 degrees Celsius, means below the boiling point of the water. Moving on to the next question. Again, a easy one. You have to write the IUPAC name here. What will be the principal functional group? What will be the principal functional group here? So three groups are there: fluorine, nitro, and ethyl. So which will be the principal functional group? Anyone? What will be the principal functional group, students? So Badri, you are telling I think option A is correct. Okay, Badri, let's see. So which will be the principal functional group here? Anyone, can you tell me? Do you remember the priority order? Do you remember the priority order? Which will have the highest priority? Which of these group will have the highest priority? Yes, Saksham. Why you're not replying? Okay, Sangvi is telling nitro will have the highest priority. Is it correct, students? Is it correct? Yes. So nitro will have the highest priority. Then, if nitro will have the highest priority, we will number it from the nitro. We'll number it from the nitro. Now, next, where we will go? Where we will go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I add all of them together, what I will get? 2 plus 1 plus 5, which is 8. Whereas if I try a different numbering, sorry, yes, if I try a different numbering, which is this one, 1, 2, 3, and 4, what I will get? 2 plus 1 plus 4. I will get here 7. What I will get? 7. So for this 4 ethyl, 1 fluoro, 2 nitrobenzene, why it is named in this way? Why it is named in this way? So remember, in the case of benzene, this was a tricky one. In normal case, in case of open chain, we follow the principal functional group rule. But in case of benzene, we follow first of all the lowest locant rule. This is given priority. Okay. So if I number it in this way, I am getting a lowest sum, which is 7. Here I am getting a higher sum, which is 8. So always for benzene ring, you will follow the lowest locant rule first, and then you will look on to the parity. Is it clear to all of you? So these rules, just add it to your notes wherever you have written it. Add it to your notes. Maybe this would be left out. So add it to your notes. So in case of benzene, in case, why do we not do it in case of aliphatic compound? What is the reason? What do we do there? Why do we not do into the case of aliphatic compound? Any reason? Okay, so remember this thing, right? Is it clear to all of you that in case of benzene, you will follow this? We'll follow the lowest locant rule always. Okay, can you move on to the next one? Can you move on to the next one? Yes, Sangvi, is it clear to you? Okay. Anyone is having any doubt in this? So how do we follow the lowest locant rule? You try different combinations. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 is coming as the total sum. If I number it from the right hand side, then I am getting 8. Since 7 is the lowest sum, you will follow this order. So the correct answer would be A. Moving on to the next question. The methyl group to a positive charged carbocation stabilizes the carbocation due to Minus I effect, electromeric effect, hyperconjugation, or mesomeric. What is the reason? What is the reason why the methyl groups, you know that the tertiary carbocation is stable. Everybody tells it, yes, that the tertiary carbocation is stable. Why it is stable? Why? What is the role of these three methyl groups? What do they do? What will be the correct one? So Badri is telling A is the correct reason. Minus I effect. Badri, you should think twice about it. Again, think about it. No, A will not be the correct answer. Try once again. Try once again. What will be the correct answer? So C is the correct answer. Sasi is telling C is the correct answer. Anyone else? Anyone else? Sangvi is telling C is the correct answer. C is the correct answer. Okay, let's see. So if it was written that it is plus I effect, then in that case it can be correct. Okay, but since it is a single type answer question, so obviously one answer can only be correct. So since it is written as minus I, okay, minus I is written. Minus I is not there for CH3. CH3 gives plus I. Minus I is shown by NO2 group. Okay, is it clear to you? Then next, electromeric effect. It is not responsible for stabilizing the carbocation. Hyperconjugation can do the work. So here, if you count the number of alpha carbon, how do we count it? How do we count the number of alpha carbon? So wherever you have this positive charge, wherever you have this positive charge, just next to that you have another carbon. Just next to that you have another carbon. Okay, if I write it here, this is your carbon. Again, this is also your carbon having three hydrogens, and this is also your carbon having three hydrogens. Now, more will be this number of hydrogens, more will be the stability of the carbocation. Okay, and this effect where your hydrogen, the carbon hydrogen bond, stabilizes this positive charge, this is known as the hyperconjugation. And remember the thumb rule that greater is the number of alpha hydrogen. If I consider another carbon connected to it, then I will not count this hydrogens. Only that carbon which is just next to the positive charge, they are responsible for having the hydrogens that can stabilize the carbocation. Is it clear to you? Is it clear to you? Yes. So there are total 9 alpha hydrogens in this. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Three times. Okay, 9 alpha hydrogens. Now, one question is for you from the previous one. Suppose If I replace this NO2 with COOH, then what will be its name? If I replace this CO2 with COOH, so NO2 is not a principal functional group. So that was the mistake you did in the previous part. So those who are thinking that NO2 is a principal functional group, it is a wrong idea. NO2 is never a principal functional group. Suppose I replace it with COOH. Then what will be its name? Yes, write it in the comment section quickly. Write it in the comment section quickly. What will be its name? I am replacing the NO2 with COOH. What will be its name in that case? Anyone? What will be its name? If you can do this question, you will not do mistake in any uh, IUPSC name. Okay, and one question I have seen that it is repeatedly asked from this IUPSC part, and it's a very easy one. Yes, students. If I replace it with COOH, what will be its name in that case? Reply to this. Reply to this question. Write the complete name in the comment section. Yes, Badri, Varsha, Saksham, Sangvi. If I replace the NO2 with COOH, what will be its name? Okay, its name it's carboxylic acid. What is complete compound name will be what? What will be the name of this complete compound? What can we call that? If I replace NO2 with COOH, yes, I am waiting for your reply. Please reply to this question. No, not option A. How it can be option A? I am replacing this NO2 with this is your compound. Okay, it is not related to this question. We have a different question in which the compound is given here: fluorine, COOH, and C2H5. You have to simply tell me the name. What will be the correct name for this? Write it in the comment section. Kritika is telling 4 ethyl, 1 fluoro, 2 benzoic acid. Okay. Well tried with Kritika. Yes, anyone else? Yes, anyone else who wants to answer this? So without option, is it becoming difficult for you to option answer it? So you should have the habit of writing the IUPAC for any compound that you are given, not only the one which are given with option. Yes, anyone? Please try. So Sasi is telling 1 4 ethyl 1 fluoro 2 carboxylic acid benzene. I guess you have written the same thing. No, it's not correct. It's not correct. Anyone else? It's not correct. Anyone else who wants to answer it? Yes, Saksham, Varsha, what will be the answer? Sangvi, if I replace this NO2 with COOH, what will be its name? Feel free to answer it, okay? It will clear your doubt. Once you answer my question, you can ask me questions on that also, that why is there not this one? You can have that one also. You should cross question me. Then only the concept will be clear. See here. So I am telling it to you. If we have COOH, then this will be no, it's not. It will not be correct. Whenever you have a principal functional group, the priority is given to that principal functional group. This F, this NO2, and this ethyl, they are not in the principal functional group. They are not in the list itself. If you see the priority list, if you see the priority list, then it is not in the list itself. This COOH is in the list. So we will give the priority to this COOH. then in that case its name would be 2 fluoro. What will be its name? 2 fluoro 4 methyl 4 ethyl benzoic acid. So first thing that you do is give this as number 1 and then you follow the lowest sum rule. So if I count it from here, I will get the substituents very easily. Okay? Is it clear to you? So what are the names that are in the priority list? So remember the names. You have COOH for the highest priority. Then you have SO3H sulfonic group. Then you have anhydride. No, not alphabetical order. Not alphabetical order at all. Then you have acid halide, which is COCl. Okay. Then you have amides, which is CONH2. Then you have aldehyde. Okay. Then you have alcohol, ketones, and then alcohol. Then you have amines. So these are the groups. These are the groups that you have in the functional priority list. If these are present here, then you will number them first. Else you will follow the alphabetical order. So if these are present, then you should look for principal functional group. If they are not present, then you should follow the alphabetical order. Okay, is it clear to you? So this was all for today's class. I am giving you a question. Try this by yourself. So you can find this priority list in the NCRT as well. So it's a very simple one. You have to find the total number of sigma and pi bonds in the pyridine. You can take the screenshot. Your physics class will start in a moment.
Morning, students. Am I audible to all of you? Am I audible to all of you? Hello. students, am I audible? Kindly respond if I am audible or not. Okay. So today we will solve previous year questions of chapter oscillations. So let's start with first question. Good morning, Varsha. Very good, Varsha. Everybody, please try. The first question is sum of kinetic energy and potential energy of a simple pendulum bob is 0.02 joule. The speed of the simple pendulum bob at equilibrium position is approximately. You are given with the mass of bob is 20 gram and you are given with four options. So firstly solve it. Option B is correct. Very good, Varsha. Everybody please try. Sangvi, Saksham, Deepika. So let's see the solution. So firstly we will list out what is given to you. So E total is given to you which is 0.02 joule and mass is given to you in grams. So firstly you have to convert it into kilogram. Now we will understand the energy at equilibrium. So at the equilibrium position, the lowest point, the potential energy is considered zero. So the total energy is equals to the maximum kinetic energy. At equilibrium position, total energy is equals to the maximum kinetic energy. So E total is equals to kinetic energy maximum plus potential energy at equilibrium. So it would be zero, right? D total is given to you which is 0.02 joule. Now after solving, you will get, put the value of mass. You will get velocity. It comes out to be under root 2 means 1.41 meter per second. Everybody clear? Any doubt? Any doubt in any step? Please let me know. Understood? Should I raise it? So the correct answer would be B, which is 1.41 meter per second. Now let's see another question. Savita, a student, while conducting an experiment to determine the effective length of a simple pendulum L, note down the data of time taken to complete 30 oscillations as 60 seconds and hence calculates the length of the simple pendulum. You have to take pi square is equals to 9.8 and g is equals to 9.8 meter per second square. And you are given with four options. Try it. Varsha, Deepika, Sangvi, try it. Which option is correct? So you are given with number of oscillations 30 and time is given to you which is 60 seconds and g is 9.8 meter per second square and you are given with pi square which is also 9.8, right? So time period is the time taken for one single oscillation. So time is equals to total time upon number of oscillations. equals to 60 upon 30. That means 2 seconds. Now the time period formula is 2 pi under root L upon G. Squaring both sides, you will get 4 pi square L upon G. Right? Everybody clear? Please let me know if you have any doubt in any step. Then you will get L is equals to, by rearranging, T square into G upon 4 pi square. Put the value, time period comes out to be 2 seconds. So put the value of time period, and gravity value is 9.8. 4 pi square value you have to take is 9.8 as per question. 4 into 9.8. So after solving, you will get length value as 1 meter. Okay, everybody, please let me know. Clear or not? So firstly, you have to list out what is given to you, and you have to take values according to question. So if you are given with a value that pi square, you have to take in the solution 9.8. So you have to take pi square as 9.8, not 3.14 whole square. Okay. So basically, you have to use here the formula of time period, which is equals to 2 pi under root L upon G. Clear? Clear? Please respond. Clear or not? Deepika, Varsha, Sangvi, please respond. And everybody all please respond. Should I move? Should I move? Okay. So the correct answer will be D, 1 meter. Now let's see another question. For a simple pendulum having time period T, the variation of kinetic energy with time. So you have to tell the correct option. So let's see the solution. So for a simple pendulum, you know the equation is x is equals to a sine omega t. This is the equation for simple harmonic motion or simple pendulum. Now, if you will calculate the velocity, velocity is what? Dx upon dt, right? So the derivative of displacement a sine omega t. So a is constant. Derivative of sine omega t is what? Cos omega t into omega, right? So you will get velocity is equals to a omega sine omega t. Anybody is having any problem in this derivative? Anybody is having problem in calculating the derivative? Please let me know. I will explain again. Anybody is having any problem in derivative? Please let me know. Okay. Okay, Varsha. See. So velocity is what? Dx upon dt. Change in displacement with respect to time. And in simple pendulum, for a simple pendulum, the equation for displacement is x is equals to a sine omega t. So what you have to do is you have to put the value of displacement in this velocity. So d by dt is equals to x, put the value of x here, a sine omega t. So a is constant, it will come out. Okay. Then you will rest of it left with d by dt sine omega t. Now the derivative of Sin x is cos x, and derivative of sin 5x. So 5 here is also constant. So derivative of sin 5x is cos 5x into derivative of 5x. So derivative of 5x is 5. So that means you will get cos 5x into 5. So similarly in the case of sin omega t, if you want to derivative it with the help with respect to time. So derivative of sin omega t is cos omega t into omega, because omega here is also constant, right? Then you will get a omega cos omega t. Clear now? Clear now? Now the kinetic energy is what? And why we are calculating this step? Because in the formula of kinetic energy, it is equals to half mv square. So you have to find out the velocity value. Now you have calculated the velocity, put the value of velocity in this equation. Kinetic energy a square omega square cos square omega t, because it is velocity square, right? So you will get half m a square omega square cos square omega t. We just put the value of velocity in the formula of kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is always non-negative, right? So you will eliminate the options in which kinetic energy is negative, because kinetic energy is always positive, because mass is not negative for any object or any pendulum, right? Mass is positive and velocity is also, velocity could be negative, but here in the formula of kinetic energy it is velocity square. So in case if velocity is negative, so it will be square, so then it will come out to be positive, right? So that means kinetic energy is always non-negative. You have to remember these things. Kinetic energy is always non-negative, so you will definitely eliminate the options in which you are seeing the kinetic energy is negative. So kinetic energy is directly proportional to velocity square from this equation. So the value can never be negative. This eliminates option C and D, right? So the correct answer will come out to be this. Okay. Because the kinetic energy reaches the maximum twice in one full time period capital T, once at the mean position while moving right and once while moving left. So if you talk about the initial value, time is equals to 0, velocity is maximum, so the kinetic energy will be maximum at the this value, so it will remain throughout the cycle. Everybody clear? Please respond. So you can eliminate two options based on this concept that the kinetic energy is always non-negative, right? Please respond. Should we go ahead? Please respond. Should we go ahead? Any doubts? Any doubts, students? Students, any doubt? Please respond. Any doubts or not? Varsha, Sangvi? Okay. So now let's see another question. Two identical point masses P and Q suspended from two separate massless springs of spring constants K1 and K2 respectively, which oscillate vertically, and if their maximum speeds are the same, so the ratio of amplitudes of the AQ to the mass of mass Q to the amplitude AP of mass P. So you are given with four options. Try it by yourself first. This is a very simple question. This is very simple question. Try it. Let me know the correct answer. Everybody please try. Please let me know the correct answer. This is very simple formula based question. Varsha, you are near about. I think you missed out one point. Option B is correct. So let's see the solution. So see, for a mass m oscillating on a spring with spring constant k and amplitude a, the maximum speed is given by V max is equals to A omega, right? You know this formula? And omega is what? Under root k upon m, right? V max is equals to A under root k upon m. Just put the values. So since the maximum speeds of P and Q are same, it is given to you in questions. So the maximum speeds of P and Q are the same. So that means Vp is equals to Vq and their masses are identical. So that means Mp is equals to Mq, where P and Q are the masses. So now apply in this formula. So you will get amplitude of P K1 upon M is equals to AQ is equals to K2 upon M. Right? Right, everybody? I'm writing here AP under root K1 upon M is equals to AQ under root K2 upon M. So the under root M will cancel out on both sides. So you will get AP under root K1 is equals to AQ under root K2. So you have to tell AQ upon AP. AQ upon AP is equals to K1 by K2, right? So if you cross multiply this, you will get AP under root K1 is equals to AQ under root K2, right? Varsha, now you know where you did mistake. Now you know where you did mistake, Varsha. Sangvi, everybody please respond. If you have any doubt in any step, please let me know. I will explain again. This is simple. Okay, Varsha, no issues. Sangvi, Saksham, Kavya, Kritika, everybody please be active in this session and let me know any doubts. Okay, so let's solve another question. In an oscillating spring mass system, a spring is connected to a box filled with sand as the box oscillates. Are you able to see the question? Wait. रहा है भारी भाई, करना ये। भारी भारी पॉपअप सा हो रहा है। एवरीबॉडी प्लीज ट्राई। चला रहा है, मेरे ही चल रहा है ये तो। बस ठीक है। एवरीबॉडी, नाउ इट विजिबल? Question is visible to you? Try it in a oscillating spring mass system. A spring is connected to a box filled with sand. As the box oscillates, sand leaks slowly out of the box vertically so that average frequency omega t and average amplitude of the system changes with time t. Which of the following options systematically depicts these changes correctly? So tell me the correct answer. Try it by yourself first. What do you think? Which option is correct? Sangvi, Varsha, respond. Respond, everybody. No, no, D option is visible to you. Varsha, the option correct is D. Everybody, please check. Do you get it? How D option is correct? See, I will give you the hint. So, you know the formula of omega. It is equals to under root K by M, right? So, as sand leak out, M decreases, right? As sand leaks out, M decreases. Wait, wait just a second. यार वो ना हाफ से तेरे को पढ़ाना है प्रोजेक्टाइल मोशन का, दो तीसरा पार्ट पूरा पढ़ाना है सेकंड का। Students, please try. Which option do you think is correct? Varsha, which option do you think is correct? So C, omega is equals to under root K by M. So as sand leaks out, mass decreases, and since mass is in the denominator, so value of omega will increase over time, right? As sands leaks out, mass decreases, and since mass is in the denominator, so value of omega will increase over time. Now, so for a system where mass is lost vertically, so we look at the energy. So the energy of the oscillator is equals to half k a square, right? This is the formula for energy. So when sand leaks out vertically at the equilibrium position or throughout the motion, the system loses mass. So because the leaking sand carries away its own kinetic energy, the total energy of the remaining sandbox system decreases. So that means amplitude decreases over time. Amplitude decreases over time. So that means in the first option, amplitude is increasing. So that means your A option is wrong. So in the C option, amplitude is constant. So that means you can eliminate A and C options based on the amplitude. So in both the options B and D, amplitude is decreasing. So your correct option will be either B or D. This is how you will solve in your exam. So now you have to look at the omega. So I told you that the omega formula is under root k upon m. So since mass leaks out, because sand leaks out, that means mass is decreasing. And in the formula of omega under root k by m, mass is in denominator. So if mass is decreasing, that means omega will be increasing over time. So your correct option will be D, because in D option amplitude is decreasing but the omega is increasing. Clear everybody? Very good, Kavya. Everybody please try to solve first, then we will explain together how it will come out. Right? Clear this question, everybody? Varsha, now you get your mistake. Sangvi, Deepika, Varsha, now do you get your mistake? So in these type of questions, you have to solve the question by eliminating the options. Right? Everybody, please let me know any doubts. Raghu, now let's see another question, sixth question. So you are given with one equation, x is equals to 5 sine pi t plus pi by 3. Represents the motion of a particle executing SHM. So the amplitude and time period of the motion respectively are. This is also a very simple question based on formula. Try to solve it. Try to solve it. Which option do you think is correct? Varsha, Kavya, try. This is very simple question. So the equation, standard equation is, just compare it. So you will get amplitude is 5 after comparing, right? And pi is, omega is pi. Time period formula is 2 pi upon omega, 2 pi upon pi. So you will get 2. So that means your correct option will be B, because it is given to you in meter. So it would not be in centimeter. So the correct option will be B. Amplitude will come out to be 5 meter and time period will come out to be 2 seconds. Everybody clear? A simple question, very simple question. Please respond if you have any doubt in any step. Okay. So let's see another question. If the mass of the bob in a simple pendulum is increased to thrice its original mass and its length is made half its original length, then the new time period of the oscillation is x by 2 times its original time period. Then the value of x is. This is also a very simple question. Try it by yourself first. Simple formula based question. You have to use the simple formula of 2 pi under root L by G. So you can see that time period formula, time period of a simple pendulum is independent of the mass of the bob, because you can see that there is no term of the mass in the formula of time period of simple pendulum. So therefore changing the mass to thrice its original value does not affect time period, right? Because time period is directly proportional to under root L. There is no term of mass in the formula of time period of simple pendulum. So if you change the mass to any value, either thrice or twice, then its original value does not affect the time period. So it will only depends upon the length. So let the original length be, and original time period be t. So new length will be, let us suppose I am letting the new length be L by L2. So new length is L2, which is half of the original. If the original length is L1, then the new length will be half of the original length. It is given to you in question. So L2 will be equals to half of L1. Now T2 is equals to 2 pi under root L2 by G. Put the value. L2 is equals to L1 by 2. So you will get L1 by 2G. Right? Everybody clear up to this step? So now 2 pi under root upon under root upon G. So this will come out to be T2 will be equals to, after solving you will get T1. T2 will be equals to half 1 by root 2 of T1. Now it is given to you, it is x by 2. So that means T2 is equals to x by 2 is equals to 1 by under root 2. So you will get x value is equals to under root 2. Everybody is having any doubt in any step, please let me know. Varsha, Sangvi, Kavya, Saksham, Kritika. As it does not depends upon the mass, so it will depends upon only on the length, right? It is given to you, the new length will be half of the original length, so L2 will be equals to half of L1, right? respond any doubts? Should I move? If you have any doubt, please let me know. Clear or not? So let's see another question. A particle is executing SHM with amplitude A, has the same potential and kinetic energy at a displacement. So you are given with four options. This is also a very simple question and important one also. Let me know the answer. Let me know the correct answer. Kavya, Varsha, Sangvi. Let me know the correct answer. So to find the displacement where the potential energy and the kinetic energy are equal for a particle in SHM. So you know the potential energy formula in case of SHM is half kx square, and this is the kinetic energy, half k a square minus x square. Now, yes, very good, Varsh. Very, very good. Whoever told option C, very good. So potential energy is equals to kinetic energy. Half kx square is equals to half k a square minus x square. So you will get x square is equals to, because half k will cancel out, x square is equals to a square minus x square. So 2x square is equals to a square, and you will get x is equals to plus minus a upon under root 2. So you will get C option is the correct option, correct answer. This is also very important question. This is how you will solve it, because you have to tell the value of x where the potential energies and kinetic energies are equal. So the potential energy formula in case of particle executing simple harmonic motion is half kx square, and the formula of kinetic energy where a particle executing simple harmonic motion is half k a square minus x square, where a is the amplitude, x is the displacement. So you have to equate potential energy is equals to kinetic energy as per question and put the values. Then half k will cancel out from both sides, so you will get x square is equals to a square minus x square. Then by rearranging you will get 2x square is equals to a square, and you will get x value is equals to plus minus a upon under root 2. Clear? Please let me know if you have any doubt in any step. I will repeat again. Sangvi, clear? Varsha, clear? Should I move? Should I move? Okay, so let's see another question. The two-dimensional motion of a particle which is described by r vector is equals to I cap plus 2 j cap a cos omega t. So it is an parabolic path, elliptical path, periodic motion, simple harmonic motion. So you have to choose the correct answer from the options given below. try to solve it first. Which option do you think is correct? Which option do you think is correct? Very good. Very good. D option is correct. Everybody, please respond. Varsha, which option do you think is correct? Okay, so you are given with the r vector I cap plus 2 j cap a cos omega t, where x is equals to a cos omega t. So if you open up this, you will get a cos omega t I cap plus 2, just I'm just multiplying it, 2a cos omega t j cap. So this is given to you. So if you compare it with the standard equation of position vector, you will get this is what r vector is equals to x I cap plus y j cap, right? So compare it with the given equation. So from that you will get x is equals to a cos omega t and y is equals to 2a cos omega t. So the position vector follows the form r vector is equals to r naught cos omega t, which is the standard equation for the SHM along a fixed direction. So since all SHM is periodic, it repeats regular intervals of time period 2 pi upon omega. So this is also a periodic motion. So now to find the path, we have to relate x and y. So y upon x is what? Y value is 2a cos omega t, x value is a cos omega t. So you will get y upon x is 2 or y is equals to 2x, right? By cross multiply, you will get y is equals to 2x. So this is the equation of straight line. Straight line equation is what? Y is equals to mx plus c. And this is the equation for straight line where the c value is 0. Intercept is 0. So this is the equation of straight line which is passing through the origin. Therefore, the path is neither parabolic nor elliptical. So the motion is both periodic and simple harmonic motion. So the correct answer will be D, which is C and D. So this is the equation of straight line. So the path will be not parabolic and nor elliptical. Clear everybody? Clear everybody? Please let me know. Please let me know if you have any doubt. Okay, Kavya. So the correct answer will be D. So let's solve another question. The xt graph of a particle performing SHM is shown in the figure given below. The acceleration of the particle at time is equals to 2 seconds. So you have to tell the acceleration of the particle at time is equals to 2 seconds. So try to solve by yourself first. You have to analyze the given graph xt curve. So from the curve you can see that the maximum time period is time taken for one complete cycle is 1. So this is the one complete cycle. This is the half cycle, and then if you will go this one, this is the complete cycle. So the time taken for one complete cycle is 8 seconds. Option B, the magnitude, it is given to you in magnitude. So B and C are the same options just with the different signs. So please correct once. The option will be pi square by 16. So you have to check whether it would be positive or negative. I think you are mistaking one thing. Please check once. Okay, so whoever is trying pi square by 16, is it the correct? Maybe you are doing mistake in the sign. The time taken for one complete cycle is 8 seconds. So now omega is equals to 2 pi upon time period 2 pi upon 8. That means you will get pi by 4, right? It is not second. Okay, clear? Up to the step clear to you? Now from graph at time is equals to 2 seconds, the particle is at maximum displacement. So this is the time period of 2 seconds, right? So at time is equals to 2 seconds, particle is at the maximum displacement. This is the peak. Peak means maximum displacement. X is representing the displacement. So at time t is equals to 2 seconds, the particle is at the maximum positive displacement. We can say that. So that means displacement at time is equals to 2 seconds. It is given to you. So you have to see that it is equals to 1 meter. Clear? So in SHM, the relationship between acceleration and displacement is acceleration is equals to minus omega square x. This is the relation between the acceleration and displacement in case of simple harmonic motion. So now the omega value is pi by 4 square and x value is 1. So you will get minus pi square by 16 meter per second square. Clear? So the correct answer will be C. Clear? Where you did mistake? Clear? Please respond. Clear or not? Please respond. Clear or not? Clear. Okay. So the correct option will be C. So let's solve the last question of today's lecture. A simple pendulum oscillating in air has a time period of under root 3 seconds. If it is completely immersed in non-viscous fluid, which is having density 1 by 4th of the material of the bob, then the new time period will be. So you are given with the 4 options. This is also a very important question. This is important question because it is the mixture of two chapters. One is oscillation and second is mechanical properties of fluids, right? So this is important question. Maybe you will definitely find these type of these type of questions in your exam. Very good. Option C is correct. So let's solve this question. So to find the new time period of the pendulum, when immersed in liquid, we need to determine the acceleration due to gravity, means G effective. So the initial time period in air is very good, Varshad. C option is correct. So T is equals to under root 3 second. So the sigma will be equals to 1 by 4 of rho. Rho is what? Density of the bob. Okay. So when the bob is immersed in liquid, it experiences an upward buoyant force. So you have to make one equation. So in that case, F net is equals to F net means net downward force. Net downward force is equals to mg minus buoyant force. Buoyant force is acting upward direction and mg will be acting in the downward direction. So the net downward force is equals to mg minus buoyant force. Now put the value. Force value is m into g effective, which is equals to v rho g minus v sigma g. This is from the mechanical properties of fluids chapter. Now you know that density is equals to mass upon volume. So mass will be equals to density into volume, right? So now G effective will come out to be G 1 minus sigma upon rho. Correct? Up to this step clear? Should I erase it? Clear everybody? Up to this step everybody clear? Have you noted? Okay. So as sigma is equals to 1 by 4 into rho, so in the formula of G effective it comes out to be 1 minus sigma upon rho. Put the value here. Sigma is equals to 1 by 4. You will get 3 by 4 into G. So the G effective will come out to be 3 by 4 into G. Now time period is equals to 2 pi under root L upon G. So that means T is inversely proportional to under root G from this formula of time period. Now T dash upon T is equals to under root G upon G effective, as it is inversely proportional to the square root of gravity. Right? Now put the value. T dash upon under root 3 is equals to G upon G effective value is 3 by 4G. So you will get T dash upon under root 3 is equals to 4 upon 3. Okay. So under root 3 will be cancelled out. So T dash will be equals to under root 4. That means T dash will come out to be 2 seconds. Clear everybody? So the correct option will be C. 2 seconds. Clear? Please respond if you have any doubts. Varsha, clear? Clear? So you can take a picture of this question. This is your homework. Everybody please take a screenshot of this question. Try it by yourself. So this is all for today's lecture. Thank you so much. I hope you like the session. Please take a screenshot of this question. Try it by yourself. Thank you so much.
हेलो. Okay, now am I audible? वॉइस मेरे को ही आ रही दोबारा. So students, is my voice audible? Okay, so let's start with the session. So this was the first question. Okay, so let's have a look at the first question again. You have to arrange the following in the correct developmental sequence. So option number B you are saying. So option number B is B, D, A, and C. Okay, so students, you are saying option number B. Okay, Kavya, Saksham, Varsha. All right, so option number B you are saying. Deepika also option number B. So what is option number B? So option number B is sporogenous tissue. Okay, so sporogenous tissue, they are diploid. So microsporogenesis will start with the sporogenous tissue, and then you have option number D, pollen mother cells. So some of these sporogenous tissue, they will differentiate and they are then known as the pollen mother cells. So pollen mother cells, what will be the diploidy? So they will also be diploid, means 2N. And then from the pollen mother cells, what happens? Meiosis occurs in pollen mother cells and they will form microspore tetrads, and from the microspore tetrad what will form? Pollen grains. Okay, so option number B, let's have a look at the answer. So option number B is the correct answer here. All right, so let's have a look at the explanation. So process of formation of microspores means microsporogenesis starts from the sporogenous tissue. Okay, sporogenous tissue, they will differentiate to form pollen mother cells. Both of them will be diploid, means 2n number of chromosome. Okay, they will be diploid, they will be having 2n number of chromosome. And then what will happen? These pollen mother cell, they will undergo meiosis. So you can see here sporogenous tissue, pollen mother cells, and then we have microspore tetrad, and then we have pollen grains. Pollen grains will be haploid, means they will have n number of chromosome. Okay, one set of chromosome. Moving on to the next question, which one of the following is the triploid cell? So they are talking about the ploidy here. Triploid is 3n, means it has three sets of chromosomes. So options are synergid, central cell, zygote, and primary endosperm cell. So option number D, you are saying primary endosperm cell. Okay, so all are saying primary endosperm cell. Okay, Sasi, Saksham, Jenani, all are saying option number D, primary endosperm cell. Means primary endosperm cell will form with which kind of division? Okay, which kind of? It forms during double fertilization. Okay, in double fertilization, what happens? First is the syngamy, and the other one is the triple fusion. Other one is the triple fusion. Okay, triple fusion is what? One of the male gamete fuses with the two polar nuclei and three nucleus are involved here. That's why this is known as triple fusion. This will lead to the formation of primary endosperm nucleus. Okay, primary endosperm nucleus is actually triploid. Okay, they are talking about primary endosperm cell. Okay, so this nucleus, triploid nucleus, this is present within the primary endosperm cell. Primary endosperm cell develops from the central cell. It develops from the central cell. Okay, central cell transform into primary endosperm cell. Okay, this primary endosperm cell consists of primary endosperm nucleus. So you should not confuse between primary endosperm cell and primary endosperm nucleus. Okay, moving on to the next question. So answer is primary endosperm cell. So your answer was absolutely correct. Next one, which one of the following types of pollination? So question is regarding types of pollination. Brings genetically different types of pollen grains to the stigma. So there are three kinds of pollen grains. three types of pollination: autogamy, geitonogamy, and xenogamy. So they are asking about the type of pollination: autogamy, xenogamy, geitonogamy, and cleistogamy. So what will be the answer? Option number B, you are saying xenogamy. What is another name of xenogamy? Another name of xenogamy is cross pollination. So this is cross pollination, xenogamy. What happens in xenogamy? The pollens from the anther, they are transferred from one flower to another flower, okay, present on different plant. So this is what is xenogamy. There is one plant, okay, it has male flowers. So this is a male flower, okay, this is male flower. And then there is another plant having female flower. This is the female flower. Pollens from one flower is transferred to the pollen to the stigma of another flower. Okay, present on different plant. This is plant 1, this is plant 2. So what is happening? This will lead to, or this will enhance the genetic variation, because the plants are different. Plants are different. Okay, so they are genetically different plant. They are genetically different plant. So there is a mixing of two genomes here. Pollen from this male flower, from this plant, will be transferred to the stigma of this flower, female flower, present on different plant. So here genome of two plants are actually mixing. Okay, so answer will be, let's have a look at the answer. Different plant you are saying, very good. So let's have a look at the answer. Answer is option number B, xenogamy. Clear? So this will enhance the genetic variation. So this is actually beneficial for the plants as well. This helps in creating variations, and this will be helpful for the plant. It will help the plant to survive as well. So variations actually help the plant to survive. Okay. Now next one, this is an assertion and reason based question. Okay, let's have a look at the question here. So assertion is what? Both wind and water pollinated flowers, means they are talking about abiotic modes of pollination. Okay, abiotic pollinating agents. Both wind and water pollinated flowers are not very colorful and do not produce nectar. Is this statement true? Okay, then reason, the explanation of the assertion. What is it? The flowers produce enormous amount of pollen grains in wind and water pollinated flower. Is this statement true? So you have to choose the correct answer from these options. A, B, C, and D. What will be the correct answer? Assertion is true, reason is false, A is false, R is true. Both A and R are true, and R is correct explanation of A, and both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. What will be the correct answer? Option number D, you are saying? Badri, option number D. Any other answer? Okay, first, assertion is what? Assertion is our claim that both wind and water pollinated flowers are not colorful. Okay, means they are talking about the abiotic. These are both non-living, so they are talking about the abiotic mode of pollination. Okay, so why the colorful flowers are required? Why the nectar is required? These nectar and colorful flowers are required actually to attract the biotic pollinating agent. Okay, this flower and this nectar, they are actually required for attracting the biotic pollinating agent. Biotic means what? Like insects, honeybees. Option number, the reason is what? The flower produce enormous amount of pollen grains in wind and water pollinated flowers. Is this statement true? So obviously we know wind and water pollinated flowers, they produce ample amount of pollen grains, because when they are dispersed, the dispersal is random. They can go in any direction. So enormous amount of pollen grains are produced so as to increase the chance of pollination. So you are saying option number C. Kavya is also saying option number C. Both A and R2 are is the correct explanation of A. So answer is from option number C and D. Answer is from D, C and D. I have given you this hint. So let's have a look at the answer. Okay. तो वो कहाँ गया जो आता है इसका लिखने वाला रिफ्रेश करके खोलना फिर से अभी तो यही था पता नहीं कहाँ नहीं मुझे ये मिटाना है मिटेगा क्या पता नहीं तो दोबारा से रिफ्रेश करके खोलते हैं देखना हाँ आ गया Okay, so answer is option number D, students. So there was some issue. Okay, answer is option number D. Clear? Assertion is true, obviously. Both wind and water pollinated flowers are not very colorful. Yes, they are not very colorful and they do not produce nectar. Okay, because colorful flowers and nectars, they are for attracting the biotic pollinators. And the flower produce enormous amount of pollen grains in wind and water pollinated. This is also true, but this is not the correct explanation of A. Okay, so let's have a look at the explanation. Both wind and water pollinated flowers are not very colorful and do not produce nectar. This is because they rely on wind and water to carry their pollen. Wind and water pollinated flowers do not need to attract insects, so they did not evolve to produce brightly colored flowers. Okay, moving on to the next one. So next question is again assertion and reason based question. Assertion is cells of the tapetum possess dense cytoplasm and generally have more than one nucleus. Okay, so they are talking about the layers of the microsporangium. There are four layers of the microsporangium. Tapetum is the innermost layer. Okay, and tapetum, what is the role of tapetum? It provides nutrition to the microspores. It is a nutritive layer. Reason is presence of more than one nucleus in the tapetum increases the efficiency of nourishing the developing microspore mother cell. So what will be the answer from these option A, B, C and D? Yes, nutrition to to the microspore mother cell. Option number C, you are saying both association reason are true. R is the correct explanation of A. So this one was easy. This has come in NEET 2025. So let's have a look at the answer. Okay, answer is option number C. So your answer was absolutely correct. Both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of A. So let's read the explanation. So both statements are correct, and the multinucleate condition of the tapetal cells directly explain why they have dense cytoplasm and multiple nuclei. It boosts their synthetic and secretory activity to nourish the microspores. So you can see multi-nucleated condition means many nucleus. So nucleus, what is the function of nucleus? Nucleus synthesize all the proteins and the RNA. Okay, so everything is being synthesized by the nucleus. So more nucleus means more proteins, more RNA. Clear? So metabolically more active. Clear? Means it is providing nutrition. Means if it is providing nutrition, any cell is providing nutrition, that means it consists of a lot of biomolecules, lot of proteins, lot of carbohydrates. Okay, these are being prepared by the nucleus only. Nucleus has DNA, DNA codes for all the proteins and everything. Okay, now next one. Okay, next question is again assertion reason based question from the NEET 2025. This question has come. Assertion is a typical unfertilized angiosperm embryo sac at maturity is 8 nucleate and 7 cell. Is this true? And reason. Okay, what is the reason? The egg apparatus has two polar nuclei. They're talking about the egg apparatus only, which is present at the micropylar end. Does it have two polar nuclei? So this is again a very simple one. Option number A. Kavya is saying option number A, then Sasi option number C, Janani option number A. So let's read the assertion again. A typical unfertilized angiosperm embryo sac. Unfertilized, first of all, they are saying, underline this. Then they're talking about the angiosperm embryo sac. And they're talking about the mature embryo sac. Is it 8 nucleate and 7 celled? This is true. Egg apparatus has two polar nuclei. Egg apparatus consists of what? It consists of two synergids. Okay, there are two synergids. This is what is egg apparatus. There are two synergids and one egg cell. These are two synergids. So option number D, option number C. So we have multiple answer for this question. Actually, this one is a very easy one. So let's have a look at the answer. Answer is option number A. A is true, R is false. Okay. So option number A is the correct answer. So who said option number A? So this one was very easy actually. Janani said option number A. So you remember the mature embryo sac? Mature embryo sac consists of what? At the micropylar end, it consists of the antipodals. Okay. In the center, you have the central cell which has two polar nuclei. There are two polar nuclei. Okay. And then at the micropylar end, okay, this was the chalazal end. This was the chalazal end. Micropylar end, you have the egg apparatus. Okay. This one was the chalazal end. So in total, you have 8 nucleus and 7 cells. But this statement is false. Egg apparatus has two polar nuclei. Egg apparatus only consists of one egg and two synergids. Okay, so that's why answer is option number A. So moving on to the next question. Again, there are two statements given to you. This is a statement based question. Statement one is what? Fig fruit is a non-vegetarian fruit as it has enclosed fig wasp in it. So is this true? So they are talking about, remember, I will give you a hint. They are talking about the fig and the wasp symbiotic association. They're talking about the fig and the wasp. So there is a symbiotic association between these two. Okay, so they are saying fig fruit is a non-vegetarian fruit. It is not vegetarian. Usually fruits are vegetarian. Okay, they don't have any animal tissues. So they are saying this is a non-vegetarian fruit as it has enclosed fig wasp in it. And the next one, statement two, fig wasp and fig tree exhibit mutual relationship, means symbiotic relationship. In mutual relationship, both the partners are benefited. Okay. As fig wasp completes its life cycle in the fig fruit and fig fruit gets pollinated by the fig wasp. So both the partners are getting benefited. Plant is also getting benefited. Okay, as it is being pollinated by the wasp. Wasp is also getting benefited. It is completing its life cycle. It can lay eggs in the fruit. So you have to choose the correct answer from these four options that are given to you. So your answer is option number A. Option number A, you are saying both the statements are correct. Statement 1 is also correct. Statement 2 is also correct. Option number D. Sasi has said option number A means statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is incorrect. Deepika, option number D. Okay. Option number B also. Statement 1 is incorrect, statement 2 is correct. So again, multiple answers. Option number C. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct. So should we look at the answer? Okay. So answer is option number D. Statement 1 and 2 actually they are incorrect. Okay. So let's have a look at the explanation. Fig fruit is a vegetarian fruit as it only gets pollinated by the wasp. Fig tree and fig wasp shows mutualism in which both species are benefited. So statement 1 is incorrect. Okay, let's talk about the statement 2. Statement 2 is also incorrect as fig's inflorescence means flower gets pollinated by the fig wasp. Okay, now next one. Now next question is how many meiotic and mitotic divisions? How many meiotic and mitotic divisions need to occur for the development of mature female gametophyte from the megaspore mother cell in a angiosperm plant? So they are talking about meiotic and the mitotic division. How many meiotic, how many mitotic divisions need to occur for the development of mature female gametophyte? Mature female gametophyte means the embryo sac. Embryo sac is also known as the female gametophyte. Okay, so these are the options: 1 meiosis, 3 mitosis, no meiosis, 2 mitosis, 2 meiosis, 3 mitosis, 1 meiosis, and 2 mitosis. So what will be the answer? Do you remember the development of the mature female gametophyte? The embryo sac, 7-celled, 8-nucleate embryo sac. Okay, starts with the megaspore mother cell, which is diploid. Okay, megaspore mother cell will undergo meiosis to form a tetrad of megaspores. Means there will be 4 megaspores. Okay, there will be 4 megaspores. Okay, this is a tetrad. Tetrad means it consists of 4 cells. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Out of these 4, the 3 towards the micropylori, they will degenerate. Only 1 will be functional. This will undergo mitotic division. So they are saying how many meiotic and how many mitotic divisions. And later on, a mature embryo sac will be formed here. Okay, having 3 antipodal cells there. Then you have the egg apparatus here. And in the center, you have the 2 polar nuclei. So option number D, you are saying 1 meiosis and 2 mitosis. How many mitotic divisions here? Okay, this is only functional. This is known as the functional megaspore. This is known as the functional megaspore. Okay, this will be haploid, means it has n number of chromosomes because this has developed from meiosis. This was meiosis. This was meiosis. Okay, then there will be mitosis in the one of the functional megaspore. Option number C and D. What about option number A? What about option number A? 1 meiosis and 3 mitosis. Okay, so let's have a look at the answer. Okay, so answer is option number A, 1 meiosis and 3 mitosis. So actually what happens? Okay, just focus here. What happens here? So you have megaspore mother cell, which is diploid. It has 2n number of chromosome. This will undergo meiosis. This will undergo meiosis. Okay, only one meiosis is occurring here. This is only one meiosis. That's why one meiosis. After meiosis, what was forming? A megaspore tetrad was forming. This is a megaspore tetrad having four megaspores. What will be the ploidy? N, because it has formed after meiosis. Then next one, these three will degenerate. Only one is functional. Now this megaspore, let's enlarge this here. Only this megaspore, this is the functional one. This will undergo three mitotic divisions. Okay, initially it will be free nuclear divisions, means only the nucleus will divide. So first meiotic division, it will form two cells. Okay, then second meiotic division, it will form four cells. Okay, so this one was the first, this one was second. Only the nucleus is dividing, so these are free nuclear division. Initially only nucleus will divide, only karyokinesis. This is not followed by cytokinesis. Usually what happens, the karyokinesis means the nuclear division. Karyo means nucleus, kinesis means division. Karyokinesis is usually followed by the cytokinesis. But there is no cytokinesis here, only karyokinesis is occurring. This is free nuclear division. What will happen? This was first mitotic division, second mitotic division. After second mitotic division, four nucleus are formed. Okay, and then here, this is the third mitotic division. From these four nucleus, eight nucleus will be formed. Okay, one from each, one from each. So in total, eight nucleus will be formed. Okay. Now what will happen? Cell wall formation will start. Now the cell wall formation will start. So this was inside the same structure. Now what will happen? These nucleus, they will arrange three nucleus, four nucleus will go on one side, four nucleus will go on the other side. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. Then 1, 2, 3, and 4 nucleus here. Out of this, what will happen? These two nuclei, they will remain in the center. Okay, and the three nucleus, they will form the antipodal here, and the other three nucleus, they will form the synergids and the egg apparatus here. Okay, now what will happen? This cell wall formation will start. Now the cell wall formation starts, and a mature embryo sac means the female gametophyte will form. It will have three antipodals here on the chalazal end, two polar nuclei, and these are two synergids and one egg cell. Okay, so this is the mature. So one meiosis and three mitosis will occur. Clear? Okay. Now next one, moving on to the next question. You have to match list 1 with list 2. Okay, column based question. This has come in NEET 2025. Okay, and list 1, what is given? Scutellum, non-albuminous seeds, epiblast, and perisperm. You have to match the terms mentioned in list 1 with the terms in the list 2. Scutellum, what is scutellum? Is it persistent nucellus, cotyledon of monocot, groundnut, or rudimentary cotyledon? Non-albuminous seed, is it persistent nucellus, cotyledon of monocot, groundnut, or rudimentary cotyledon? Likewise for epiblast and the perisperm as well. So what will be the answer? What was scutellum? Scutellum was the cotyledon of monocot seed. Monocot, they have only one, so we have got one answer, option number C. Non-albuminous seed means the endosperm has been totally utilized by the embryo. So we have two kind of seed, albuminous seeds and non-albuminous seeds, also known as endospermous and non-endospermous seeds. Epiblast, it is the rudimentary cotyledon. Okay, perisperm, this is the persistent nucellus. So non-albuminous seeds should be groundnut. Okay, so what will be the answer? Option number C, you are saying, Kavya. Benazir, option number C. So let's have a look at the answer. Option number C. Option number C is the correct answer. Scutellum, this is the cotyledon of monocot seed. Non-albuminous seeds will be groundnut. Okay. Epiblast will be rudimentary cotyledon. Perisperm will be persistent nucellus. Okay, this is nucellus actually. This one is nucellus actually. Okay. Now next one, you have to identify the set of correct statements here. Okay, correct statement or true statement here. Okay, so 5 statements are given to you. You have to choose the correct answer from the options given below, A, B, C, D. So let's read these statements. The first statement is the flowers of Vallisneria are colorful and produce nectar. Remember, in Vallisneria, hydrophily is occurring. Okay, we have anemophily, we have hydrophily, we have zoophily. Okay, in Vallisneria, hydrophily occurs, pollination by water. Then next one, flowers of water lily are not pollinated by water. Is this statement true? Next one, in most of the water pollinated species, the pollen grains are protected from wetting. Next one, pollen grains of some hydrophytes are long and ribbon-like, and in some hydrophytes means plants which survive or which live in water, aquatic plants, the pollen grains are carried passively inside water. So how many statements are correct? Option number C, you are saying? Option number C. Option number D. Benazir is saying option number D. So let's have a look at the answer. Answer is option number C. Sasi is also saying answer is option number D is the correct answer. Okay. So let's have a look at the explanation. Okay. So the flowers of the water lily are not pollinated by water. This statement is actually correct. Okay. So statement A. Let's have a look at the statement A. Now the flowers of Vallisneria are not colorful and produce nectar. This statement is incorrect. Vallisneria is an example of water pollinated plant. Unlike insect pollinated flowers, which are often colorful and produce nectar to attract pollinator, water pollinated flowers typically lack bright colors and nectar. They do not need to attract insects or other animals. Vallisneria flowers are small and inconspicuous. Clear? So statement A is not correct. They are not colorful and they do not produce nectar because they are not pollinated by pollinating agents. Next one, statement B, the flowers of water lily are not pollinated by water. This statement is actually correct. Okay, water lilies are typically pollinated by insects, not by water. So it is water lily, but not pollinated by water. It is pollinated by insects. Remember this. Statement C, most of the water pollinated species, the pollen grains are protected by wetting. So this statement is also correct. Clear? In water pollinated plants, the pollen grains often have a covering, okay, or are structured in a way that prevents them from becoming waterlogged and sinking. Then statement D, pollen grains of some hydrophytes are long and ribbon-like. So this statement is also correct actually. Okay, the pollen grains of the hydrophytes are long and ribbon-like. This is correct. Clear? And the last statement, statement E, in some hydrophytes, pollen grains are carried passively inside water. This is also correct. Okay, so answer will be option number D. Moving on to the next question. So this is a figure-based question. This figure is from your NCRT book. And you can see this question has come in NEET 2024. Okay, figure-based question you can also get. Figure-based question is you can also get from this chapter. So you have to identify the correct description about the given figure. So Statement A. What is the option number A? Wind pollinated plant inflorescence showing flowers with well exposed stamens. Option B. Water pollinated flowers showing stamen with mucilaginous covering. Then clastogamous flowers showing autogamy. And option number D. Compact inflorescence showing complete autogamy. Autogamy means self pollination. This is wind pollination you are saying, Kavya. Janani also wind pollination means anemophily. So correct description will be you are saying wind pollinated. So you're saying option number A you are saying. Option number A. So let's have a look at the answer. So option number A is the correct answer. Wind pollinated plant inflorescence showing flower with well exposed stamen. So this is the correct answer. Clear? So stamens, remember stamens are exposed, so complete autogamy does not occur. Okay, so to actually prevent autogamy, this is to prevent autogamy. Clear? So stamens are exposed means cross pollination is promoted here. Clear? And autogamy is prevented here. Self pollination is prevented. Now next one. Next question again a very easy one. Which part of ovule stores reserve food material? Okay, they are talking about the ovule. Nucellus, integuments, placenta or funicle? Funicle is the stalk of the ovule. Placenta, is placenta present in the plants? Integuments, which later on form the seed coat. Integuments, they will later on form the seed coat. And then you have nucellus. Nucellus cells are diploid. 2n. Sometimes the nucellus cells, they can also form the embryo, as we have seen in adventive embryony. Okay, in polyembryony we have seen. What will be the answer? Option number A. Option number A, nucellus you are saying. Okay, so let's have a look at the answer. Answer is option number A, nucellus. So nucellus cells, they are diploid, so they can store food. They can store the reserve food material. Okay, so here you can see the nucellus cells, they are made up of, or they are parenchymatous cells. And parenchymatous cells, they can store nutrients. So this is the specialty of the parenchymatous cells. They can store the reserve food material. So the nucellar cells, they provide nourishment to the developing embryo sac, which is also known as the female gametophyte, and ultimately the developing embryo as well. Okay, now moving on to the next question. Pollen grain remain preserved as fossils due to the presence of. This question is also a very easy and direct question. This has come in NEET 2024. So they are saying the pollen grains, they are preserved as fossils. So a lot of fossils have been discovered, pollen grain fossils, and they are totally preserved. Why they are preserved? Due to the presence of epidermal layer, tapetum, exine layer or intine layer. Option number C, you are saying exine layer. What is special about exine? What is special about exine? Option number C, exine. What is special about exine? Why the pollens are preserved as fossil due to exine? Because exine has sporopollenin. Very good. Exine, sporopollenin, that is what is written in the book NCRT. So we'll follow NCRT. Sporopollenin will be the answer. Okay. So sporopollenin, there is no enzyme which is available or okay known which can degrade sporopollenin. So it is a highly resistant you can say, material. So option number C, exine, is the correct answer. So exine is composed of a complex, highly resistant polymer. So this is the polymer known as sporopollenin. This is incredibly durable, resistant to degradation by chemicals, enzymes, and even at very high temperatures. Tough, chemically resistant outer layer of a pollen grain or plant spore. It is made up of sporopollenin. Okay, very good. Okay, next one. So let's have a look at this question. This is coming NEET 2023. Again, a very simple and straightforward question. So they are saying large, colorful, fragrant flowers with nectar are present in bird pollinated plants, bat pollinated plants, wind pollinated plants, and insect pollinated plants. Large. So they are saying flowers. They're talking about the flowers. Flowers are large. They're colorful. They are fragrant also. Fragrance. Insect pollinated, wind, bat, or bird pollinated. Option number A, you are saying bird pollinated. Jinani saying option number A. So you are definitely sure bird pollinated plants. They have not mentioned nectar here. Copious amount of nectar means large amount of nectar. They have not mentioned nectar here. Any other answer? Option number D. Insect pollinated flowers. So let's have a look at the answer. Answer is option number D, insect pollinated flowers. So I was saying they have not mentioned nectar here. Okay. So option number D is the correct answer. Kavya, your answer is absolutely correct. So large, colorful, fragrance flowers with nectar. Okay, they are the features to attract biotic pollinator. They haven't mentioned nectar here. Insect pollinated plants, also known as entomophilous plants, often have these characteristics to attract insects such as bees, butterflies, and moths, which play a significant role in their pollinating process. So answer will be insect pollinated plants, not bird pollinated plants. Okay. Now next one. So they are saying in angiosperms, the haploid, diploid, and triploid structures of a fertilized. So bird pollinated plants actually they have some other features also. Okay, the flower will be large. Okay, so they were saying fragrance also. Fragrance is for insects. Okay, so these typically are the feature of insect pollinated flowers. For bird pollinated plants, some different features are required. Okay, the birds they come to eat seeds also, so seeds should also be there. Some other features will be also there. Okay, some of the birds they are attracted to white petals also. Okay, these features are more related to insect pollinated flowers. Okay, now moving on to the next one. In angiosperm, the haploid, diploid, and triploid structure of fertilized embryo sac sequentially are haploid, diploid, and triploid structures. Antipodal synergist primary endosperm nucleus, synergist zygote primary endosperm nucleus, synergist antipodal polar nuclei, and the last option is synergist primary endosperm nucleus and zygote. Fertilized embryo sac they are saying. Option number B is correct. So let's have a look at the answer. Option number B is actually correct. Synergists, they are haploid, means they have n number of chromosome. Zygote, this is diploid, 2n number of chromosome. And then primary endosperm nucleus, this is diploid, 3n number of chromosome. Okay, so your answer is absolutely correct. Now next is assertion and reason based question. So assertion, let's read the assertion. So they are saying in gymnosperm, the pollen grains are released from the microsporangium and carried by the air currents. Okay, in gymnosperm they are saying. Reason they are saying air currents carry the pollen grains to the mouth of the archegonia where the male gametes are discharged and pollen tubes are not formed. Okay, this is coming NEET 2023. So, what will be the correct answer? These are the four options. What will be the correct answer? Assertion: is it true in gymnosperms which produce naked seeds, the pollen grains are released from the microsporangium and carried by air currents? Okay. Next one, air currents carry pollen grains to the mouth of the archegonia where the male gametes are discharged. But pollen tubes are not from option number B. You are saying A is true, but R is false. Okay, so let's have a look at the answer. Answer is option number B. A is true. So your Sasi, your answer was absolutely correct. Option number B is the correct answer. Okay. Now let's have a look at the explanation. In gymnosperm, the pollen grains are indeed released from the microsporangium and are typically carried by the air currents, a method of pollination known as anemophily, means wind pollination. Next one, reason is false. Although it is true that air currents carry the pollen grains do not reach the mouth of the archegonia. Okay, instead they land on the ovule where they germinate and form a pollen tube. So pollen tube is formed, and pollen tube will deliver the male gametes to the egg. Clear? So therefore the pollen tube is formed in gymnosperm, and contrary to that, this reason is absolutely incorrect. Okay, clear? So this was some of the questions related to the chapter sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Okay, so time is up. So we have to end this session now. Okay. So you can see you were getting a lot of assertion and reason question, column based question, statement based question from this chapter, and one figure based question as well. Okay, you can get a figure based question from the embryo sac. Okay, the mature embryo sac. So they can tell you to mark actually. Okay, you have to mark X, Y, or Z. This type of question you can also get. Okay, so with this, we will end this session. I hope this session was quite knowledgeable for you. All right, thank you very much, students. We'll meet you in the next session.